速速交出你不错。
这羽翼当年本就是我先发现的。
你的羽翼，听说你的羽翼至宝很是。引领主，你疯了！
谁都别想好过。
那就来玩玩。
你们谁也走不走，我们给过你机会。
大家一起死，也算是有了生死交情。
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Al Rasta channel. Here, I will share spoilers for SwallowedStar episode 230. Just a quick reminder, this breakdown is based on the novel, so expect some slight differences from the Donghua version. Alright, without further ado, let's dive right into the story. The appearance of two top tiers from the Divine Eye clan, namely the 5 Chaos Master and the Ultimate Arrow Master, instantly dialed up the tension at God-destroying Mountain. The Ultimate Arrow Master, who mastered deadly arrow-based techniques, immediately looked down on Yin Tuo for failing to snatch the treasure from Luofeng, whom he considered just a weak human from the original universe. Meanwhile, the 5 Chaos Master, whose strength was on par with the primal Chaos City leader, took a more extreme approach by projecting her water ripple prison domain to completely extinguish Luofeng's Sea of Fire. Seeing Luofeng surrounded, the Ultimate Arrow Master arrogantly demanded that Luofeng hand over the Shi Wu wings if he still wanted to live, claiming their dual domains could lock down the space and time controlled by the silver wings. However, that bluff was only met with a crisp laugh from Luofeng, who refused to give up that easily. This triggered the wrath of the 5 Chaos Master, who immediately launched a terrifying attack, a giant palm stretching 10 billion kilometers that represented the 5 paths of the beast god. The colossal, sky-covering strike made Luofeng realize just how terrifying the power of a being at the Chaos City Lord's level really was. But a massive surprise came when Luofeng finally released all the power limiters on the Shi Wu wings and pushed the Golden Country to its absolute limit. A massive burst of golden light instantly tore through and obliterated the 5 Chaos Master's water ripple prison domain, which automatically cancelled out her giant palm attack. This phenomenon shocked Yin Tuo and the Ultimate Arrow Master to their core, while the 5 Chaos Master, realizing the absolute superiority of the Shi Wu wings, immediately glared at Luofeng with burning greed in her eyes. Aware that he had drawn some serious attention, Luofeng, whose eyes were starting to turn red from the energy surge, decided to go all out. The 5 Chaos Master then shot forward at 100 times the speed of light and activated her ultimate technique, fusing the 5 Chaos Sector with the Water Ripple Prison. This created a 5-color world domain technique that successfully suppressed Luofeng's Golden Country. Pushed into a corner by this deadly combo, Luofeng had no choice but to play his next trump card, manifesting his miniature universe technique flowing with chaotic air currents. The fierce clash between Luofeng's miniature universe and the 5 Chaos Master's 5-color world was absolutely brutal. Coupled with the battering from the lava whirlpool outside, the artificial dimension was eventually blown to pieces. Luofeng's success in blocking 2 consecutive attacks made the 5 Chaos Master start seeing him as an enemy equal to her own master, prompting her to unleash her full combat form, marked by mysterious black scales appearing all over her body. Facing the threat of her full power, Luofeng suddenly flashed a very bizarre smile while looking up at the sky. The 5 Chaos Master's focus instantly shifted when she realized something terrifying was approaching from above. A giant flaming arm abruptly reached out from the sea of lava. The most feared and formidable figure in the region, the molten lava devil god, finally revealed itself, triggering extreme panic among anyone present. Yin Tuo, the Ultimate Arrow Master, and even the previously arrogant 5 Chaos Master immediately turned tail and desperately tried to flee to save their lives from the rampage of the lava devil god. However, instead of running away with them, Luofeng's gaze turned wild, filled with deep-seated madness. Using his remaining control over the Golden Country and Blazing Flames ocean domains, Luofeng locked the 5 Chaos Master, the Ultimate Arrow Master, and Yin Tuo right where they stood so they couldn't escape. With a highly satisfied smile, Luofeng was determined to use the momentum of the molten lava devil god's arrival to drag his 3 enemies into the abyss of death alongside him. Even though she realized the space around her had frozen to the point where she couldn't teleport, the 5 Chaos Master initially remained calm, confident that her speed was still enough to escape to the deepest areas of the underground maze. In her mind, she even had the time to belittle Luofeng, feeling lucky that the human didn't get to taste the terror of her ultimate technique, the 5 Beasts' Great Extermination, a move whose formidable power was acknowledged even by the primal Chaos City leader. But those thoughts shattered in an instant when she felt her body tightly bound by the massive pressure of Luofeng's dual domain. With a look of disbelief, the 5 Chaos Master realized that this horrific obstruction had completely stripped away her precious time to escape. Hearing Luofeng's declaration that he intended to hold everyone back, the Ultimate Arrow Master completely panicked, terrified of dying a pointless death, while Yin Tuo anxiously screamed that he had already dropped his intention to kill Luofeng. The increasingly furious 5 Chaos Master tried to threaten Luofeng, reminding him that the destruction of their domains would only lead to mutual destruction, which would be a huge loss for Luofeng given his incredibly long remaining lifespan. But Luofeng casually replied that he had other clone bodies, and he knew very well that losing the main body of the 5 Chaos Master, along with the precious true treasures she had collected over 3 reincarnation eras, would leave his enemy completely crippled. While this heated argument via divine power transmission happened in a split second, the molten lava devil god's movements were far more intimidating, exceeding millions of times the speed of light. The 10 million kilometer tall entity stomped onto the black rock terrain with a destructive force millions of times more devastating than a falling meteor, instantly sinking the land for billions of kilometers and obliterating the entrance to the underground maze. The intense tremors from each of the lava demon god's steps seemed to crush the mentality of Yin Tuo, the Ultimate Arrow Master, and the 5 Chaos Master, who grew increasingly frustrated watching the fist of death closing in. Seeing his enemies starting to lose their minds, Luofeng kept provoking them, brushing off the 5 Chaos Master's threats to hunt down all his clones in the future with mocking laughter. Pushed to the absolute brink, the 5 Chaos Master was finally forced to swallow her sky-high pride and offered a compromise. A pinnacle true treasure if Luofeng agreed to release his domain restrictions. The Ultimate Arrow Master frantically begged as well, while Yin Tuo could only curse his own stupidity for staying behind to watch the fight instead of running away from the start. Witnessing the rare sight of a top-tier powerhouse like the 5 Chaos Master actually begging him, Luofeng's eyes suddenly turned ice-cold and filled with thick killing intent. He mocked his enemies' claims that they had given him a chance earlier, pointing out that their so-called chance was actually just a forced robbery of his Shi-Wu wings. In return, Luofeng threw out an equally impossible counteroffer, demanding the Forbidden Temple and Extermination Godly Armor from the 5 Chaos Master, the Core of Blade Sector from the Ultimate Arrow Master, and the Golden Soulphone Armor from Yin Tuo as the price for their release. Luofeng's absolute demands instantly rendered his 3 enemies speechless. Those items were their literal lifelines and most prized possessions. On the other hand, the colossal molten lava devil god was now right in front of them, its every step easily leaping across a distance of 10 billion kilometers. Realizing that Luofeng was just toying with them, the 5 Chaos Master exploded in immense rage, swearing that she wouldn't let the human youth leave this place alive. Losing the last shreds of her sanity, the 5 Chaos Master went berserk once more, triggering the 5 Chaos Sector and Water Ripple Prison to destroy Luofeng's dual domains. Luofeng, keeping his cold smile, met the attack head-on by activating his miniature universe. The 2 massive forces clashed and shattered to pieces mid-air. Unfortunately, that brief clash, which wasted a few crucial seconds, was more than enough for the molten lava devil god to arrive right above their heads, leaving Yin Tuo to mutter in deep despair because it was all too late. The brief 1-second clash between Luofeng and the 5 Chaos Master ultimately proved fatal, as the safest escape route into the underground maze was now completely sealed off. At the same time, the molten lava devil god had arrived, radiating an overwhelming mental pressure through its 3 fiery eyes, forcing none of them to dare look directly at it lest their combat power drop drastically. Realizing their time was up and refusing to hand over their precious treasures, the 3 enemies immediately prepared their final trump cards to survive the lava demon god's rampage. Being the closest, Yin Tuo immediately triggered his golden soulphone armor until his body expanded into a 100 million kilometer tall, golden-horned lizard beast god. Meanwhile, the 5 Chaos Master quickly brought out the Forbidden Palace, a lightning-covered, pinnacle-flying palace-type true treasure, and pulled the Ultimate Arrow Master inside to take cover. Not wanting to be outdone, Luofeng also summoned a pyramid, which was actually the disguised form of his star tower, and swiftly entered it to brace for the worst. The molten lava devil god's fury was directed straight at Yin Tuo. A brutal kick from its incredibly fast right leg successfully shattered the giant golden-horned lizard's body to pieces. Sensing the enemy wasn't entirely dead, the lava demon god stomped heavily onto the ground to crush the water drops trying to seep into the rock crevices. After confirming its first target was destroyed, The molten lava devil god shifted the gaze of its 3 eyes toward the 2 flying objects attempting to escape into the sea of lava. However, in an isolated underground cave over 200 light-years away from the battlefield, a unique creature resembling a small child suddenly appeared, trembling in fear. This creature was none other than Yin Tuo, who had managed to survive thanks to his unique body structure that drastically reduced enemy attack effects, as well as his decision to disperse his armor and break his form into water droplets before the second stomp landed. Despite escaping death, Yin Tuo had to face the bitter reality that his divine body was now down to a mere 11.2%, and his golden soulphone armor was severely damaged, causing his power to plummet. Inside his hiding spot, Yin Tuo exploded with furious rage, harboring a deep grudge against Luofeng, the Silver Wing Horde leader, as well as the 5 Chaos Master, whom he deemed an idiot. To make up for his massive losses, Yin Tuo resolved to spread the secret about the true value of Luofeng's silver wings across the entire universe ocean to spark the greed of other powerhouses. Furthermore, he planned to ruin the 5 Chaos Master's reputation by making her humiliating failure and defeat public knowledge. In another part of the Lava Sea, the Forbidden Palace carrying the 5 Chaos Master and the Ultimate Arrow Master moved very carefully, parting the blazing incandescent liquid. To escape the deadly zone, they were forced to take an extreme route known as the 7 Levels of Disaster, which ended at the Blazing Flames Lake, a terrifying path usually braved only by true gods. In the midst of this highly critical situation, the 5 Chaos Master kept grinding her teeth, holding back explosive anger because Luofeng's crazy gamble had dragged them into this unexpected life or death wager. Meanwhile, Luofeng, who was inside the Bloody Pyramid, opted for a far more extreme route, allowing his ship to be sucked right into the core of the Lava Sea's whirlpool, forming the Annihilation Whirlwind. Although this path to the Blazing Water Lake was known as a death route that could easily crush even a Pinnacle Palace true treasure due to its horrific twisting force, Luofeng felt remarkably calm and full of anticipation. This was because the pyramid, or Star Tower, that he was using was actually a legendary Supreme Palace-type true treasure capable of withstanding all sorts of extreme pressure without suffering a single scratch. Luofeng's Star Tower continued to be sucked deeper into the core of the lava whirlpool by terrifyingly massive gravitational forces. Inside the control room, Luofeng and the golden-horned beast felt their ship spinning violently, losing total directional control due to the fierce energy impacts. The pyramid's speed spiked drastically, reaching 5,000 times the speed of light, tearing through the laws of space and time until it looked like a blur of bloody light. Luofeng felt as if the ship was being pounded by billions of giant hammers simultaneously, an extreme condition that, according to Jia Fanzi's records, would instantly destroy Pinnacle Palace-type true treasures and could only be safely traversed by Supreme Palace-type true treasures. While Luofeng cruised safely thanks to the Star Tower's protection, the 5 Chaos Master and the Ultimate Arrow Master suffered the opposite fate inside the Forbidden Palace, which could only move at dozens of times the speed of light due to the lava's resistance. Using the dual domains of the Water Ripple Prison and the Core of Blades sector, whose powers were severely cut down by the external lava pressure, they had to fight tooth and nail to push through the route. Deep despair washed over the Ultimate Arrow Master upon learning from the 5 Chaos Master that they hadn't even covered a 10,000th of the total route to the Blazing Water Lake. The absolute fear of death, knowing he didn't have any clone bodies, drove the Ultimate Arrow Master half-mad, forcing the 5 Chaos Master to deploy all her best techniques just to save her precious accumulated treasures and her extermination godly armor. Back in the core lava whirlpool, the speed of Luofeng's pyramid had accelerated to an extreme 100,000 times the speed of light. Exactly 5 minutes and 33 seconds after entering the sea of lava, the ship finally broke free and slammed into the frigid waters of a new region with massive force. Every drop of water in this place was heavier than a neutron, causing severe impacts that gradually decelerated the Star Tower from thousands down to 100 times the speed of light. The extreme temperature shift from the burning lava sea to the freezing water was perfectly insulated by the Star Tower, leaving Luofeng's divine body completely unharmed. After cutting through the waves for 1 minute and 58 seconds, the pyramid finally surfaced and floated several 100 million kilometers above the lake. Luofeng then flew out of the ship, shrank his body to 10 meters, and smiled in satisfaction after confirming he had safely arrived at one of the universe boat's dangerous regions, the Blazing Water Lake. Luofeng felt his life and death gamble was entirely worth it. Not only did he save himself thanks to the Star Tower, but he also got his revenge by trapping the 5 Chaos Master in the Sea of Lava, which would take her days to escape. Luofeng pushed aside his business with the 5 Chaos Master and focused on studying his new route across the blazing water lake to adjust his travel plans. From where he stood, he saw an endless lake filled with popping bubbles and blue flames burning across the water's surface, like burning alcohol. Based on the information in his head, the blazing water lake was categorized as a moderate danger zone, significantly safer compared to the savagery of God-destroying mountain. The single deadliest threat in this area was the frozen lake fire phenomenon, a burst of blue flames wrapped in lightning flashes, with freezing temperatures capable of destroying a pinnacle flying palace-type true treasure and instantly freezing the entire lake. However, this threat was relatively easy for Universe Masters to avoid due to its slow movement and the availability of teleportation in most areas above the lake's surface. The relatively high safety and the great chance of true treasures appearing from within the lake made the blazing water lake a common settlement spot for several major powers in the universe ocean. The silence over the blazing water lake was abruptly broken by spatial ripples, signaling the arrival of a powerful giant with 4 faces and 16 arms. The creature deliberately teleported there after sensing energy ripples, assuming it was a sign of a new true treasure spawning. But instead of finding treasure, its 4 faces locked onto a human-shaped living being. Wasting no time, the 16-armed giant dashed toward Luofeng as fast as lightning. Having just survived the horrors of the lava sea, Luofeng was preparing to continue his flight. But from a distance, he spotted a golden streak of light rushing quickly toward him. Unlike Luofeng, who intentionally shrank his body to 10 meters, the 1,000-kilometer-tall giant maintained its original size, making it very easy to recognize. Luofeng was secretly startled, realizing the creature's 4 faces and 16 arms were trademarks of the Purple Moon Holy Land, one of the 2 most ancient and arrogant holy lands in the universe ocean that never worried about doomsday. This powerful entity turned out to be the Sealed Huller Master, a mid-level higher-up from the Purple Moon Holy Land clan, whose strength rivaled that of the Star River Master, or the 5 Chaos Master. Knowing the inherent arrogance of the Purple Moon clan and their tendency to gang up on enemies if offended, Luofeng chose to act friendly to avoid unnecessary conflict. Tension spiked briefly when the Sealed Huller Master glared cynically, questioning the prowess of Luofeng's Silverwing's true treasure, before finally shooing Luofeng away, declaring that the blazing water lake was their clan's territory. Relieved, Luofeng flashed a polite smile and zoomed away at 100 times the speed of light to leave the area as quickly as possible. Once at a safe distance, Luofeng activated his Golden Country domain across a 10 light-year radius to help him perform long-distance teleportation between the blazing water lake's safe zones. Although the area was littered with obstacles like thin ice storms capable of severing spatial ripples, Luofeng estimated it would only take him 1 to 2 months to cross the 10,000 light-year expanse. Elsewhere, a shocking piece of news spread by Yin Tuo began circulating widely, shaking all the top fighters of the first reincarnation era. The word that a human youth named the Silverwing's Horde leader had successfully critically injured Yin Tuo and dragged the 5 Chaos Master and the Ultimate Arrow Master to the brink of death instantly became the talk of the town. Furthermore, the information that Luofeng's Silver Wings could project a golden domain capable of totally suppressing the 5 Chaos Master's water ripple prison made many powerful beings target the treasure, as its value was considered on par with the extermination godly armor. These hot rumors finally reached the ears of the Divine Eye clan on the 3rd day after the Lava Sea incident, sparking immense panic because the 5 Chaos Master was their main combat pillar. 12 clan representatives immediately visited the 5 Chaos Master's Black Palace in their clan's miniature universe to verify the news. In a highly unstable emotional state, the 5 Chaos Master's clone in the palace snapped at them, explaining that her main combat body wasn't destroyed yet, but was currently betting her life amidst the ferocity of the lava sea. Unfortunately, shortly after that focus-draining meeting, official tragic news struck the Divine Eye clan when the Ultimate Arrow Master's avatar suddenly crumbled to ash. Before completely fading from the universe, the Ultimate Arrow Master left a final, revenge-fueled message begging his entire clan to wipe out the Silver Wings Horde leader, Luofeng, to avenge his death. The loss of this top-tier powerhouse became concrete proof that Luofeng had successfully manifested a living nightmare for the strongest clan. Meanwhile, deep within the fiery siege of the lava sea, the condition of the 5 Chaos Masters' forbidden temple was now tragically pitiful and falling apart. The pinnacle flying palace bore extreme scorch marks and 4 massive holes leading straight into its inner structure. Amidst soul-crushing despair, the 5 Chaos Master held on, gritting her teeth and screaming Luofeng's name with deep-seated hatred, swearing to exact her revenge if she managed to make it out of this liquid hell alive. News of the terrifying incident at God-destroying Mountain spread rapidly to the Purple Moon Holy Land's territory via their robust information network. At the legendary Purple Moon Cliff, hundreds of universe masters possessing eternal lifespans were shocked by a silver-winged woman's announcement regarding Yin Tuo's crushing defeat and the entrapment of the 5 Chaos Master and the Ultimate Arrow Master in the Lava Sea. Upon learning that Luofeng's silver wings possessed spatial manipulation powers capable of suppressing pinnacle-tier domains, the tyrannical souls of the notoriously arrogant and aggressive Purple Moon Holy Land clan instantly boiled over with greed to snatch the precious treasure. Hearing the spicy rumors, a golden-haired man named the Panka Master instantly teleported to the White Palace of his close friend, the Sealed Huller Master, who happened to have just crossed paths with Luofeng at the Blazing Water Lake. The Panka Master eagerly persuaded the Sealed Huller Master to seize this golden opportunity, noting that the lake area was currently guarded by 3 Universe Masters from their own clan, including a higher-up named the Yuya Master. Realizing that the Silver Wing's true treasure was valued just 1 tier below a Supreme True Treasure, the Sealed Huller Master immediately agreed to the encirclement plan and set up trap coordinates based on Luofeng's previous flight path. While the Purple Moon Holy Land clan was just drafting their new hunting plan, the atmosphere inside the Divine Eye clan's miniature universe was suffocatingly tense as dozens of higher-ups awaited the fate of the 5 Chaos Master in front of her Black Palace. The official death of the Ultimate Arrow Master made them realize that the reputation of the first Reincarnation era's strongest clan was on the line, along with the potential loss of the Extermination Godly Armor if the 5 Chaos Master perished as well. However, a massive surprise unfolded at the intersection of the Lava Sea and the cold waters of the Blazing Water Lake when a terrifying giant hybrid monster abruptly tore through the glowing lava surface. The bizarre creature, sporting a lion's body, 5 heads, 4 legs, 6 wings, and 9 tails, slowly shrank and transformed back into the legendary black armor clinging to the 5 Chaos Master's body. With a deafening roar that shook the entire surrounding space and lake, the 5 Chaos Master unleashed all the madness, fury, and mental pressure she had held back during her 4-day, life-or-death struggle in the liquid hell. Even though her forbidden palace was completely destroyed, and her prideful armor sustained minor damage, the 5 Chaos Master felt incredibly lucky that the Extermination Godly Armor's ability to shift into the 5 Beast Gods' form had saved her life. Filled with deep regret for not using her strongest technique from the very beginning, the 5 Chaos Master swore on her pride to personally hunt Luofeng down and wipe away this humiliating disgrace. Wasting no time, she boarded the Ultimate Arrow Master's leftover spaceship and tore through the freezing waters of the Blazing Water Lake to hunt down the human youth. On the other side of the foggy lake, a beautiful 3-faced woman from the Purple Moon Holy Land clan named the Yuya Master stood clad in black combat armor, projecting a green light domain. Through a mental link in the All-God sector with the avatars of the Sealed Huller Master and the Panka Master, the Yuya Master triumphantly confirmed that her domain's radar trap had successfully pinpointed the exact location of their prey. With a cunning smile, the Purple Moon Holy Land clan was ready to cut off all of Luofeng's escape routes, as he had now stepped fully into their encirclement. The dark clouds of the ambush were now closing in tightly around Luofeng in the cold air region, a freezing zone roughly 3 light-years in diameter where spatial laws were completely locked, forbidding any teleportation. For 3 full days, Luofeng had been continuously tailed and sabotaged in turns by 3 Universe Masters from the Purple Moon Holy Land clan, the Yuya Master, the Panka Master, and the leader of the ambush, the Sealed Huller Master. Using his Golden Country domain, Luofeng kept a safe distance of 1 light-year, causing the Sealed Huller Master, who controlled the Nebula Lamp domain, to repeatedly grind his teeth in frustration, because every time he advanced, Luofeng would retreat with equal precision. Seeing how slippery his target was, the Sealed Huller Master started changing tactics from coercion to soft persuasion, offering to barter 3 pinnacle true treasures for Luofeng's silver wings, while simultaneously threatening that every faction in the universe ocean would soon hunt him down once the wing's true value was exposed. Meanwhile, an increasingly frustrated Yuya Master and Panka Master threw out harsh threats about calling in dozens of their clan's higher-ups for a mass capture. However, Luofeng just laughed off their bluffs, arrogantly declaring that if they wanted his treasures, they'd have to let their fists do the talking first. On his 8th day trapped in the frozen zone, Luofeng, who was waiting for the lake fire to appear, suddenly detected a familiar energy ripple on the outer edge of his domain radar. The figure was none other than the 5 Chaos Master, who had apparently survived the lava sea and arrived bearing an incredibly thick grudge. Through voice transmissions that rocked their mental spaces, the two traded heavy sarcasm and intense killing intent, with the 5 Chaos Master immediately belittling Luofeng as a rookie who wouldn't survive past this reincarnation era. Wasting no time, the 5 Chaos Master launched a brutal attack while triggering the core of Blade Sector, a pinnacle domain true treasure left behind by the deceased Ultimate Arrow Master. A blind barrage of billions of blade lights from the domain instantly hammered Luofeng's golden country. The appearance of this new blade domain was immediately noticed by the sealed Huller Master, located a light year across from him, who then happily welcomed the 5 Chaos Masters' offer to team up and pincer Luofeng from 2 opposite directions. Even knowing the situation had just become exponentially more dangerous by facing an unexpected alliance between the Divine Eye clan and the Purple Moon Holy Land clan, Luofeng just burst into wild laughter. He felt extremely proud that his name as a newcomer was enough to force 2 top cosmic powers to join forces just to bring him down. But beneath his wild laughter, Luofeng moved incredibly tactically, instantly shooting vertically high up into the sky to break the vertically narrowing pincer radius before it was too late. While the deadly chase high above the blazing water lake was heating up, the ripples of information spread by Yin Tuo finally breached the boundaries of space and time, officially landing in the original universe. The spectacular news about Luofeng's insane exploits at God-Destroying Mountain instantly blew up within the human race's internal circles. The Void Gold Master, upon receiving the report, was left completely shell-shocked, his eyes wide in disbelief at the fact that his junior, who was supposed to be chilling in the outer regions of the Universe boat, had just completely flipped the power dynamics of the Universe Ocean's top fighters. Then what happened next? Alright, thanks for watching until the very end, and don't forget to keep supporting this channel by leaving a comment, dropping a like, and subscribe if you haven't already. Okay, bye.